Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Dr. Feelgood here. Thank you all for tuning in and hearing my thoughts. Today, I want to talk about the downfall of gaming. Now, I'm not sure this would be a single video or a series, but let me ask you guys a question. What happened to gaming? If anyone can tell me, what happened to gaming? First, let me say that I am in my mid-30s. That's all you need to know. I've been gaming since the Atari. I've been gaming since I was 3. So, it stands to reason that I have come a long way and experienced a lot of different things in my gaming career. I've seen a great many changes. Some for the better, some for worse. But today's video, honestly, was very impromptu. It's something that I've discussed at length with close friends, such as the Good Shepherd, Mr. Red Fox, Triple M, Liger Van Duo. Shout out to them, by the way. I've discussed this at length in various podcasts over the years. Many of us actually have the same mentality, and we ask ourselves and the community the same questions. What happened to gaming? And let me go ahead and say up front that it is our fault. Yes, it's our fault. Not the developers, at least not directly anyway. Not the publishers, not the console manufacturers. It starts with us. And I'll come back to that in a second. It used to be, even as recent as the 5th and 6th gens, all you had to do in order to game was purchase the console and the game. For example, back on the PlayStation 2, let's say you wanted to play, Need for Speed. All you had to do was purchase a PlayStation 2 and the game Need for Speed. And of course, with the PlayStation 2, perhaps a memory card to save your progress. You didn't need internet. You needed nothing else, just a console and the game. And of course, the console came with the controller. Maybe you had to purchase a second controller if the game supported 2-player versus or co-op, but that's all you needed. You bought the console, you bought the game, you popped it in, you played. Simple. Today, if you want to purchase that same game, let's say the most recent Need for Speed, the controversial one, you have to purchase the console, you have to purchase the game, you have to purchase DLC, you have to purchase internet. You have to have internet from an ISP, which is you have to pay that monthly, of course. And you also need either Xbox Live or PSN if you're gaming on one of those two consoles. And if you're lucky, you don't need DLC. But in most cases, they lock some DLC, no matter how minor it is, behind a paywall. Either whether it be you pre-order the game or it's offered separately, launch day or shortly after. But think about that. Let's compare the two. 6th gen and prior, it was console, game, maybe a memory unit. Today, console, game, internet, some type of membership, whether it be Xbox Live or PSN, and potentially DLC. All to do the same thing you did 10, 15 years ago. Play the damn game. I want you gamers out there, all of you, to think about that. Think about it in detail. No fanboying, no console wars, no PC master race, none of that. Objectively, think about that for a moment. We have gone from only having to buy a console and a game to having to buy the console, the game, a membership, having an ISP, and potentially DLC. So from 2 things to 5. Or if you want to be more fair, 3 things to 5, if you want to include the memory unit of past consoles. Because, of course, some consoles didn't have built-in memory, like the PS1. That is sad that it's come to this. And that is sad that we're buying into it, which is why I said earlier, it's our fault. We're the ones that when they promoted this, when they pushed this agenda to us, we happily threw them our money. When they first started announcing DLC for games, in the beginning, it was used for its rightful purpose. It was used to extend the life of a game, such as Rock Band and Guitar Hero way back when. But now, DLC is used to essentially complete a game. Complete a game that should already be complete. We have to do better, guys. We have to stop perpetuating this problem. It's going to continue becoming an issue. I just don't understand how most of you refuse to see this. And some of you want to hide behind the fact that, well, there are standards. This is 2016. People want to play online. I love a good online-centric game just as much as anyone else. Believe me. I have over 600 hours in Splatoon. I have over 1,000 hours in various Call of Duty games. Hundreds of hours in Battlefield. Many online games I play, at least online-centric. I don't really mess with the online only. But I can honestly say we have fallen for the bullshit. When you pre-order a game knowing that it potentially has problems, knowing that the last iteration or iterations have had issues, and you still go out and blindly pre-order, you're perpetuating the problem. When you purchase DLC, which you know deep down should already have been in the game and been available to you when you purchased said game, you are perpetuating the problem. When you buy the same game every damn year, and the only thing that changes is maybe smoother textures, skins, and maps or cars, you are perpetuating the problem. All you're doing when you throw your money away like that is telling these big publishers, these big businesses, that, you know what? Let us continue promoting this bullshit. They're going to buy it anyway. Gaming, especially console gaming, was never meant to be complicated. It was always meant to be simple and fun. Let me repeat that. Simple and fun. The simplicity, buying the console and the game, putting the game in, and playing. Simple. Fun. When you play the game, you enjoy it. So much so you may play it over and over. You may complete it many, many times. You didn't sit there and worry about the graphics and frame rate. But that's another discussion for another day. We caused this problem. We as a gaming community caused this problem. We have allowed these businesses, these corporations, to take something simple, complicated. They took something that only required 2 pieces and broke it up into 5 to 10. Nowadays, let's say, for example, in the case of Evolve, we all know how that went. The game had very basic amount of content at launch, and they actually forced you to buy every monster and additional characters from launch day via DLC. How the hell are you gonna sell me 25% of a game for $60? It didn't tell me that there's roughly $100 to $300 of DLC available. I don't give a damn what you spent on the game. That's your problem. You blew your budget. You designed this game backwards. Let me ask you gamers this. If you went to a dealership to buy a car, let's keep it simple. Let's say a Honda Accord. You get there, and the guy says, yeah, we have this nice 2016 Honda Accord. Starts at $30,000. And you say, okay, I'll take it. And then the guy says, okay, then go ahead and sign the contract. Here you go. You get in the car. You put the key in, it doesn't start. And the guy's like, oh, well, you need the engine. Well, it doesn't include the engine. Okay. Do you ask him how much it's going to cost? He tells you $1,000. So you plunk down an extra $1,000 to get your engine. All right. You start the car up, and then you notice that as you get ready to pull out of the lot, the car doesn't stop. And the guy says, oh, well, the brakes are sold separately. The hell? All right, then. So, of course, this is a question of safety. He tells you that if you want the brakes, it's going to cost you $500. So you plunk down an extra $500. Then, as you drive the car, the paint starts peeling away, starts falling off. You drive back to the dealership, you find out, oh, well, the paint you had was a temporary paint job. Wasn't high quality. If you want the paint that belongs on the car, it's going to cost you another $1,000. And you pay for that. Or even worse, let's say you hopped in the car and the car wouldn't move because you need tires. You would charge for that. And then you go to turn on the radio, it's not there, and he says there's an extra fee for that. Would you think that paying $35,000+ for an incomplete vehicle will be worthwhile? Of course not. You wouldn't accept that. None of you would accept that, and you should not accept that. But for some reason, for the last 10 years, you have accepted that. You've accepted the complexity of gaming. You've accepted buying online-only games because you want to play with your friends. You're buying essentially half a game. I don't care how much content it has otherwise. If you buy an online-only game, those servers would not stay on forever. So you bought half a game. And you're not only having to pay your ISP every month to play it, which I don't know about you guys, but I live in a huge metropolitan area, which means I get better rates than most people that live in rural areas. So with that said, for my connection speed, I pay roughly $75 a month. And that's 200 over 20. Some of you guys may have better deals, but still. If you want to play this game online, such as Overwatch, such as Titanfall, you have to not only pay your ISP monthly, which I'm pretty sure for most of you it costs as much as the game does, monthly. You have to also pay for PSN or Xbox Live, which is annual, but even still, if you buy it for $40 at a discount, you're still paying roughly every single month for access to this game. So let's say $3-4 a month, you get it at a discounted rate. All right. Your internet is going to be $50 or $60 a month. Your Xbox, the discounted Xbox Live Gold, is going to be $3 to $4 a month. The game is $50 to $60. You already spent $300 to $400 on the console. And then, of course, if you want the complete experience, you got to buy DLC or a season pass. Wow. That means this one game, even if you want to operate and play it just for a single month, is going to cost you upwards to $5,000. I mean, I'm sorry, not $5,000, $500. If you spend $400 on the console, $3 to $4 on a 1 month membership to Xbox Live or PSN, $50 to $60 on the game, and then $50 to $60 for your ISP. Not to mention the season pass, which most of them are about $30 or $40. You really have spent about $500 or more just to play this game for 1 month. I remember buying my Super Nintendo that included Super Mario World. $200 on the console, $60 for the game. I was done. $260, done, period. Nothing else to do. I remember when I bought my Dreamcast. I bought the Dreamcast, I bought Power Stone. $200 for the Dreamcast, $60 for Power Stone. And the Dreamcast has memory in it, so I didn't have to actually buy that at launch, a memory unit, or whatever it was called. I forget, the VMUs. But $260, I was done. Even the Xbox 360. I purchased that. And there were some one-player games that didn't require internet. But when I bought Xbox 360, if I want to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I spent, I think, $250 on my Xbox 360 Pro. $60 on the game. That's already $320 right there. You need Xbox Live Gold to play online. So back then it was about $50 a year. And it was rarely discounted. So that's already $370 to play that game. And they released one DLC map pack. And I believe it was $5 back when DLC really was cheap. So $375, not to mention my monthly cost of ISP to play that game 1 month online, essentially, or all year if you want. That's a lot of money. It really is. We have to wake up, people. I understand we are in the golden age of internet where almost everything requires it, but even still, I don't think it's right that we're paying for our monthly ISP in addition to a console ISP membership. A membership to play the other half of a game. Most games today, even still today, I would say a lot of them still have a offline campaign mode and a multiplayer mode. You mean to tell me that after paying full price for the game and the console, that I should also have to, and my ISP, I need to also pay a monthly or annual fee for the right to use the other half? That's like giving someone, that's like paying someone permission to enter your own damn house. That's like going to work and paying the company for the right to work for them. Does that make sense? No, it does not. But the only way to change this is if we stop buying into the bullshit. Stop. Stop buying Xbox Live Gold. And I know, like as I mentioned earlier, I love playing games online. I love playing games online, especially with my friends. But I can honestly say, and this is not to sound like a fanboy or promote one system, but that's one of the main reasons I love the Wii U this generation exponentially more than the Xbox One and PS4. Because their online is free. It may not be as populated as Xbox Live or PSN, but I can tell you, it's reliable, just as reliable as Xbox Live, actually. It doesn't get hacked. And it's a lot nicer in terms of the people that resided within it. But we have to change this. Every game today should come with the offline mode. It should not be a requirement for a game to connect to the internet just to play it, because not everyone has access to reliable internet. There are a lot of people in rural areas in this country that the best speeds they can purchase is 5 to 10 megabits per second. We have to do better. We have to convince these developers and publishers to stop making games in which the only way to play is online. They're trying to do away with offline campaign and co-op the same way that cell phones did away with physical QWERTY pads and removable batteries. That way it's almost impossible to disable your phone and all apps because you can't simply take your battery out. The power source is already in there unless it's dead. We have to do better. We have to change things, but it starts with us. Gaming used to be simple. It has now become complicated because we encouraged it with our money. As Liger always said, speak with your wallet. Do you feel it's right for you to pay for the right to use the other half of a game? That's like paying for a toll road. You already pay car insurance and a car note, and you put gas in your car. Do you think it's fair that we're actually being charged to drive on a specific road? Especially if that road is the only way to get to your job. I don't know about you, but that would piss me the hell off. If I was forced to pay for the right to drive my car on a road when I'm already paying car note, insurance, gas, registration, and inspection. That's 5 things I'm paying for. I have my driver's license on top of that. 6 things that I'm using as my right to drive, and yet you have the nerve to charge me to use a specific road. It's almost the same. Basically, it is. So, let's make a change, people. Let's demand offline modes. Let's demand co-op and split screen. Offline. I'm not saying it'll be easy. I'm simply saying that at this point, if we keep doing what we're doing, it's going to get to a point where you won't even be able to turn on a damn console without having internet. Hell, it's basically there right now. I've heard more than a few tales that people couldn't play certain games or access certain content of a game because the internet's not there. Even though they have the physical copy, since they can't access the internet or the Xbox Live or PSN is down, they can't do anything. Not even play a physical game. And that's sad. But anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for tuning in and hearing my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments. As I always say, keep it gaming.